Hey guys, Steve Zonardo here with Remax West, Zonardo Associates. We're just going to have an open conversation with Chris. We just saw some breaking news regarding the Toronto and their new development charges on new constructions. So Chris, what was the increase they were proposing?
Essentially a 49% increase on new condo development.
Charges,
Charges,
DCs. Yeah, wild, right? But then they were talking about yesterday regarding having transparent bidding. So it was like, put one in and blind fake with another one so people look the other way. So they're talking about housing crisis, right? And saying that it's a pandemic. Oh my God, our youth can't afford housing. And then they're going to increase the development charges to the builders by 49% going forward. How did that read? So November 1st, 2021, single family detached, single and semis were $93,000 for development charges going forward. As of April 2022, it's going to be $140,000 going forward. So a one-bedroom apartment was $35,000. Now it's going to be $53,000.
Oh, so this is full on.
It's everything.
Board, all development charges.
All development charges up. So they talk about affordability and the youth can't afford anything, and they're going to raise it up 49%. This is crazy. I don't understand. I don't understand how can you raise a rate by 49%? Who gets punished by this is the end user. The developer's got to make whatever percentage he's going to make off the build, and his risk involved with his money on the table in a market condition. So he's going to make whatever percentage he's going to make on top of that additional 50% that gets charged back to the buyer.
It's almost like they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, but they're also trying to paint a picture that they're the good guys, I feel. Because they're telling everyone, oh, we're going to slap on a bigger tax on foreign investors to slow the housing market so people can get their first homes in it. They're saying we might freeze the market so foreign investors can't purchase homes for 2 years. And then they go on this other side of it and try to increase fees to create new housing by 50%.
I don't get it too, because even the foreign investors is not a huge amount of foreign investment. To be honest, I don't see it. Maybe in like I was saying, maybe condos, like high-rise condos, maybe I can see that. But in low-rise residential, we don't see it, to be honest, like freeholds. So I don't know what that's going to stop. Yeah, they're going to increase it to 20%. I know we're trying to, obviously up north, we've got our own little thing going on with development. And I'm going to be into the lot severance I just found out now, like literally $200K. So 100,000 per lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just keep packing on new things, right? And Alliston used to be good with this. It wasn't as expensive as Toronto, but now I'm going to be into 100K per lot before anything, and then I'm going to be forced to build within 3 years. If I don't, let's say the market takes a shit and you can't get the money back out, what do? I have 3 years to build what?
Yeah.
And if I don't build it within 3 years, then they're going to pull the permits.
You have to go through the process again?
Yeah. It's maddening. I don't get it. I don't understand why they can't do things like allow you to sever the lots, build the process, get the money after. You know how much more building would take place if that was possible? If you actually trusted the builder? Naturally, if they're going to default, you take the land back. You have some sort of collateral agreement as a city. But I get their fear maybe that the corruption and all this BS. But also you got to have trust in the people that want to build up the community. Because even for myself, I got to have $200,000 of real money sitting there, like hard money sitting, it doesn't make sense.
It kind of ties back to what we've been talking about in the past too, how we feel like they might have things a little bit backwards, trying to nickel and dime and squeeze as much money out of developers as they can. Whereas you look over in Florida where you're starting to invest, they just let you go ahead and you can have a house built in 6 months.
Yeah, the process is more streamlined for sure. But again, what happens, look at Toronto or Canada in general, number one employment is housing. So people need to buy housing in order to supply work for the employees. So number one employment is housing, which is obviously all the trades that goes with that and all the different subs and stuff like that. But you need people to buy it. How many negatives versus how many positives in place currently in the last year, 2 years? It's all negatives. So cost of living inflation, one. Then it was housing prices, which was related to inflation and lack of inventory because they They locked the greenbelt up 20 years before. What else? I mean, you know, these interest rate hikes now going forward, all this additional taxation, like there's so many negatives rather than positives. So I don't know, you tell me, what did you see as a positive going forward? The only thing that you can say is immigration coming in and saying there's going to be 400,000 people coming in and half of that will reside in the Golden Horseshoe. So 200,000 in our daily commute in a sense. But do we have housing for them? We don't.
I mean, we don't even have housing for our first-time home buyers.
Well, first-time home buyers can't afford the housing.
Yeah.
So even if now they want to buy something, how are they going to afford a townhouse at 1.2, 1.3 million? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unless they're getting subsidies from their parents or something else, right?
It seems like the housing prices are going to most likely go up if there's less development happening.
Yeah, of course. If the immigration comes in and starts buying, but I think there was like a ban on new foreign ownership for 2 years. So it's like it's almost meant to flatten the market down, right?
Yeah.
Everything's in place to, if you really want to flatten a market out, all the new implications in the last year, or not even the last couple months rather, is the right way to flatten the market. It's not just happening here, it's happening in the States too. This is not the only one. Like the States, the interest rates is rising quite quickly too. Yeah, so we went from like our investment property from 3.6% to 6.1% from Feb to April. Again, there's options like I locked in like at a 4.2% rate or it was a 4.5, something like this. And that's it. But ultimately, yeah, it's going up the same way.
So you're expecting it to kind of stay flat.
Market?
For the market for a while.
I think it's gonna crash. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna stay up.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a domino effect. Like we're talking about housing in our area, how we're starting to see a descent in pricing in the last video. It's just be a domino. You're at 2.5 now. This one's at 2.3. This is 2.1. This is 1.9. This is 1.7. It's going to be just this downward trend until you reach like the bottom where it makes sense for everybody, right? I know. I feel like it's going to go down. Yeah. Do you think it's going to stay up? I know people have mixed thoughts on this.
Well, I kind of feel like with the things that they're implementing now, they're not going to allow foreign investors to come into the country, but between immigration and people wanting to get into their first-time homes, it's going to kind of drive up the prices a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully, like that. Hopefully, that keeps it propped up. But what are they buying? Like it's just. Hopefully, I guess that's an influx. That's the one positive part. I think I mentioned earlier. That's the only positive part that can hold it up is the immigration. Other than that, there's not much in favor of it.
Yeah.
Employment's not gone up. If you're making $100,000 a year, if you're lucky to make $100,000 a year, it's obviously not buying you what you bought 10 years ago. It's not even a question, even 3 years ago. Hey guys, just a general conversation with Chris. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, always please reach out. Have a great day. Ciao.